Obviously, huge Game 5 this past week with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. Giannis, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, the big three that they envisioned in the beginning of the year came through in a time that they needed them absolutely the most. Taking Game 5, a commanding 3-2 lead, going home into the Deers District. Novi, you've seen these guys from day one. Talk to me. How are they looking? Does it close out this Tuesday?
It's going to be fun tomorrow, but you're right. I mean, Game 5 was big time. It did really show, I think, who this Bucks team can be at their best. They've obviously been very good all year. I think for this Bucks team to beat the Brooklyn Nets and KD, even though Kyrie and Harden were banged up, this is a Bucks team that won a Game 7 on the road in Brooklyn against a hot KD. And I think they proved something in that game. And a lot of people thought whoever won that series, Brooklyn-Milwaukee, was going to be the champ. But then we saw right away, well, I can't skip Atlanta. The Bucks had to play Atlanta. They closed them out in 6. But for Phoenix to come out and win the first 2 games at home, they did their job. But what we saw from Milwaukee in the last 3 games to win the next 3, I do think showed how tough, how ready, how capable this group is. And for the big 3, for Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday to combine for 88 points in that Game 5 in Phoenix, knowing you had to win 1 on the road since Phoenix had home court, it all came together. But like you said, it's all about Tuesday night now. It's not over till it's over. And Game 6 in Milwaukee is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Even though this team is so good, Novi, it's fair to say that they've been a little up and down over the course of series. And even in this particular series, Chris Middleton gets off to a slow start. It takes him really 3 games to get going. He showed up in Game 4. Holiday obviously performed out of his mind in Game 5 and previously, in this series at least, had not been really filling up the scoring column. Are they now past that? Or is each game a different game?
You know, you're right. There are games where Chris Middleton, look, he'll go 2 for 15, and you'll think to yourself, now hold on. If this team is going to be a contender and win a championship, how can one of their best guys shooting as many shots as anybody on the court going to have a 15% shooting night? But he's a perimeter shooting guy that I think just is going to have those kind of nights. Well, I think what we did see was they did come through in Game 5 when it mattered most, having to win one on the road in order to force basically the possibility of being able to close it out at home. And so it does feel to me like in Game 5 the Bucks broke the Phoenix Suns. Obviously they won the first game of the series for any team on the road. I think that was big, but I also think winning 3 games in a row against the same team in the NBA is a really, really tough thing to do in the finals. Nonetheless, is a really big deal. And for those guys to be feeling that good just a couple days ago, I just feel like coming home to 65,000. They're saying 65,000 people are going to be in the Deer District outside the arena at Fiserv Forum. Obviously, the building is going to be full with another 18,500. I just don't see that kind of home court and momentum unless the Bucks completely lay an egg. I just think this group has broken the Phoenix Suns, and they're here. They understand they still have 1 to win.
Now, you talk about the Bucks breaking the Phoenix Suns, and for my folks that used to play NBA Street back in the day, the ultimate game breaker came with Drew Holiday throwing that getting the steal first from Devin Booker, and throwing that alley-oop to Giannis Antetokounmpo and 1 over Chris Paul, one of the most incredible plays in finals history. I'm not even from Milwaukee, and I was jumping out my skin, so I can only imagine how you were feeling watching that play. Take me back to that moment, Steve.
You know, it really was iconic. I mean, to think about the block that Giannis had in Game 4 on Ayton, you thought that was the most iconic moment of this series. It might define it. And then, like you said, Drew Holiday gets that steal, throws that lob. And to me, it shows exactly who Drew Holiday is, how high of an IQ he has, how capable he is of a defender. He's a guy who's ready for the biggest stage, the biggest moment, and he can make the plays that win you a championship. And to be honest, the Bucks gave up a lot of picks and a big part of their future to go to trade for Drew Holiday and then to re-sign him and give him an extension. And so I think he's really just totally coming through on that gamble and what the Bucks, I think, did by giving him the keys to this team along with Giannis and Chris. And so for him to make that play, I do think just shows what a lot of people are just starting to really realize about how good he is. He had a game in Game 4 where he was 4 for 20 from the field. But the Bucks still won, and I think it's because he does so much more than just score the ball. And on that possession, you saw him get a huge steal throw a huge lob that put the Bucks up by 3. And so he's been just huge for the Bucks all season long and kept this group together.
What play now defines the series to this point? Is it the Giannis block on both the oop and the alley and the oop rather, the Holiday steal and the assist, or is it Giannis finishing with the dunk? That was an and one, but he missed the free throw. He tipped it back, but
he did. You know, I do think at this point, I think the most iconic play, the one that might really truly define this series, as great as the Drew Holiday steal and lob to Giannis was, if Giannis doesn't get that block on 8, the Bucks were up by 1 when he got that block, but Phoenix was going to get the ball back. And if Milwaukee doesn't win that game, game 4 at home, and Giannis doesn't get that block, if Phoenix comes back down the court and they score and they go up 1, or they somehow close out that game and steal a win here in Milwaukee and go back to Phoenix for game 5, head up 3-1, there's no question that would have been a big problem, knowing Milwaukee had to win out from that point on. So I think that Giannis block was the most iconic play, the biggest play of this series.